House and Senate Democrats are openly admitting that this is their shutdown. You have seen the highlight reel of all of them stumbling into admitting that. And yet they're also incoherently claiming that the shutdown is somehow on the fault of the other party. And the people aren't buying it.
The bottom line is they can fund it just as in 2019, just as in other shutdowns, for a long period of time.
You may be confused about the government shutdown. What caused it? Who's at fault? The Democrats are saying the Republicans are to blame. The Republicans say it's the Democrats' fault. What's really going on here? The U.S. federal government shut down on October 1st, 2025, when Congress failed to pass funding legislation for the new fiscal year. This is now the longest shutdown in U.S. history, lasting over 38 days as of November 8th. It has furloughed hundreds of thousands of federal workers, disrupted services like air travel with flight reductions at 40 major airports, and delayed benefits like SNAP food assistance for 42 million Americans, which makes you wonder why the heck 42 million Americans need government food assistance. The core impasse revolves around a continuing resolution, or a CR, to temporarily fund the government while broader budget talks continue. Republicans have passed a clean CR in the House 14 times, but it has failed in the Senate due to Democratic opposition, which requires 60 votes to advance. Now, the Democrats, who are led by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, argue that the shutdown stems from Republican intransigence, which is just a fancy word for a refusal to change one's views, and the Trump administration's aggressive cuts to social programs. Their key demands include three things: the extension of the Affordable Care Act subsidies, the reversal of Medicaid cuts, and opposition to the executive overreach that they claim to be seeing. So, number one, the extension of the Affordable Care Act subsidies. These enhanced tax credits, extended through 2025 by the Inflation Reduction Act from Biden, and are set to expire at the end of the year. Without renewal, premiums could double, leaving millions uninsured. Democrats initially sought a permanent extension, but scaled back to a one-year deal on November 7th, which Republicans rejected. Number two, the reversal of Medicaid cuts. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act, passed earlier in 2025, slashed Medicaid funding, which Democrats say harms vulnerable populations, because we know that Democrats care about people, right? They view the shutdown as leverage to restore these protections. And the last thing, opposition to executive overreach. See, the Democrats accuse the current administration of using the shutdown to expand the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, led by Russ Vought, for mass firings, which was over 4,000 federal workers who've been dismissed, and rescissions that could undo congressional budgets. They frame this as unconstitutional power grabs exacerbated by Trump's threats to withhold back pay from furloughed workers. So like always, we have this back and forth cat and mouse game where the Republicans are evil and the Republicans call the Democrats evil, and there's this dog and pony show happening under the big top where one party pretends to take the moral high ground and be for Americans and the other side is doing the same thing. And really, you think people would be sick of it and just decentralize and disband the federal government and kick it down to the states, because Washington's District of Criminals is filled with criminals. Donkey Democrat criminals and elephant Republican criminals. Chucky Schumer has stated Democrats are, quote, calling Republicans bluff by offering compromises, emphasizing that the shutdown harms everyday Americans while Republicans prioritize ideology over governance. So what do the Republicans say is the problem? The Republicans who control the House, the Senate, and the White House blame Democrats for obstructing straightforward solutions. Their position includes three things as well. Number one, a demand for a clean continuing resolution. Number two, rejection of reckless democratic add-ons. And number three, alignment with Trump's agenda. So number one, the demand for a clean continuing resolution. House Republicans have repeatedly advanced bills maintaining current funding levels without policy riders, arguing this avoids shutdowns while allowing separate negotiations on issues like the ACA subsidies. Senate Majority Leader John Thune has called Democratic demands a non-starter, insisting on decoupling health care from basic funding. Number two, rejection of reckless Democratic add-ons. GOP leaders, including Speaker Mike Johnson, accused Democrats of using the shutdown for political theater, such as tying funding to subsidies they claim would cost $200 billion over a decade and primarily benefit non-citizens. They point to Democratic votes against the clean continuing resolution as evidence of obstructionism. And number three, alignment with Trump's agenda. The party supports administration moves like DOGE cuts to reduce wasteful spending and federal bloat. Trump has called the shutdown, quote, an unprecedented opportunity to slash agencies, posting videos mocking Democrats and urging Senate rule changes, like ending the filibuster, to bypass them. Republicans, including Trump, have used messaging like airport videos blaming Democrats to shift public blame, warning that Democrat demands fuel economic uncertainty amid tariffs and AI disruptions. So what's the real reason for the government shutdown? Because it sure looks like partisan leverage in a polarized system. But is the system really polarized? Is it really a two-party system? Or is it a uniparty system masquerading as a two-party system? We got to have the good guy in the minds of the people. We got to have a bad guy in the minds of the people. We got to play this off like it's WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. You got the good guy the people can vote for and the bad guy that the people can condemn. It is a psychological operation writ large. So what's really going on here? From the 30,000-foot level, at its core, this shutdown isn't about irreconcilable policy differences, but a high-stakes game of chicken driven by electoral politics, institutional gridlock, and ideological entrenchment. Democrats are using their Senate filibuster power, requiring 60 votes for most bills, to extract concessions on health care, which was a winning issue post-2024 elections before off-year races on November 5th, where the shutdown looks like it contributed to GOP losses in key states. The Republicans, holding the trifecta, refused to budge to avoid appearing weak to their base, which demands fiscal restraint and Trump's efficiency reforms. Trump has even suggested the chaos aids his narrative of deep state sabotage. See, this dynamic is amplified by the Senate's outdated rules, which force supermajorities and reward obstruction. Historical data shows that shutdowns often resolve via compromise, but in this case, both sides calculate prolonged pain will hurt the other side more politically, which, as usual, leaves Americans holding the bag filled with crap. And what's the result? Unnecessary suffering for Americans, like delayed SNAP payments, flight cuts, and unpaid workers, while Congress recesses and the economy loses an estimated 0.5% GDP growth this quarter. Ultimately, resolution likely hinges on post-election pressure, with analysts predicting a deal by late November to avoid Thanksgiving disruptions. Bipartisan proposals like automatic continuing resolutions have 76% public support, but face resistance from hardliners on both sides. The bottom line is those who benefit from this are in the big club. It just so happens that you and I, as regular peasant Americans, aren't in that club. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. If you want to support this channel, just like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, maybe grab a shirt, become a channel member. I will see you in the next video.